have any of the sheets for this comp? The dive sheets?
Yeah.
Is there multiple there, or is it just for you? So I have not been given any.
I specifically asked them if they brought 3 because it usually happens they give you one.
I know,
I'm
and
sure there's not anyone there.
positive.
With platform synchro finals.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are on day 4 of these championships, the World Aquatic Junior Diving Championships, Rijeka 2026. We have the boys' platform synchronized final. They'll be competing 2 required dives and 3 optional dives. So we'll see 2 more simpler dives and then 3 dives that will be harder to compete. More rotations, more excitement, and also more at risk. There's 11 competitors, well, 11 teams in this event. 11 sets of 2 boys. There'll be 6 execution judges that will just be focusing on the individual dive, and then on the synchro there'll be 5 judges and they'll be judging the synchronicity. The aim in synchro diving is, of course, to mirror your diving partner. You almost want it to look like there is one diver on the end of the 10-meter board and throughout the air and in the entry. So the more you can see 2 people, the worse the synchro is. My name is Matty Lee, former British diver and Olympic champion in this event. So I hope I will be a good commentator for you all watching at home. I'd like to think I know what I'm talking about. The pool here in Rijeka is the Cantrida diving pool, and as you can see, it's probably one of the most beautiful pools to look at, especially when the sun is shining and the skies are blue. Not many facilities come close to how beautiful it is. This will be a straight final, so the medals will be up for grabs. 2 years ago at the same competition in Rio. The gold medal was won with a score way over 300. And then the silver was taken with a score of 295 points, and then bronze with 294 points. So we'll use that as a benchmark. So far we've been seeing the standards of this competition are slightly higher than they were 2 years ago.
Good afternoon and welcome back to day 4 of the World Aquatics Junior Diving Championships here in fabulous Rijeka 2026. We've got 3 lots of medals to give away today, so 3 finals coming your way this afternoon. Later the girls remain 3 meter springboard will decide their medals, and we will finish the evening with the mixed team event that was delayed from day 1. But first we have
After the boys platform final, we'll have the final of the girls 3 meter A that we saw the prelim this morning. We'll also have the team event that was postponed because of weather. We're going to welcome the finalists of this event. From China, Chinese Taipei. Camillo and Ivan from Germany. Eric, sorry. We have Javier Arena and Samuel Peneros from Spain. We have Leighton Dean and Peng Su Law representing USA. We have Nazari Kolonenko and Valery Malave representing Ukraine. Miroslav Kiselov and Kirill Kozimov representing Russia. We have Jordan Fisher and Robbie Wood representing Great Britain. Samuel Talbot and Kash Tarazov representing Canada. We have Davide Barbe and Rafael Pelligra representing Italy. Getting a loud cheer there from the crowd. We have Hayden Brickley and Archie Forsyth. Representing Australia. And finally we have Iñaki Hernandez and Ian Gutierrez representing Mexico. It's going to be an exciting final. The boys will be making their way up. Up the platform slowly. Our first divers will be competing on the 5 meter board. Their whole list will be on the 5 meter. In this event, the divers can choose whether to use the 5 meter, 7.5 meters, and the 10 meters. However, every other team will be competing all their dives on 10 meter. So it's just the boys from Taipei, on the 5 meter board.
All dives on the 10 meter board unless I announce otherwise. Thank you.
There's probably a lot going through each of the athletes' head right now. It's all about staying calm, focused, thinking about what's important, thinking about what you can control, and ignoring the things you can't control. We have the first divers on the 5 meter board. Back dive pike. The furthest away diver, as you can see, pressing their feet too far down towards the board.
5.5, 5, 4.5, 4.5, 4, 4.
Synchronization,
5.5, 6.5,
not as good.
6.5, 5.5, 6. Camilo Amezquita.
Moving on to Team Germany, representing a forward 1.5 somersaults. Did I just say representing? Competing a forward 1.5 somersaults pike. Evan trains at Rostock, and Eric trains in Berlin. Beautiful finish there on the water. Strong takeoff.
Execution. 7.5, 7.5, 8.
A lot of these junior divers probably don't train in the same venue, in the same city, which makes it hard to train synchro because ideally you want to be training alongside them every day, but it's still very early days in their careers. When I was a junior, this event wasn't a thing. It was in senior, but not in junior. We've got Team Spain, reverse dive pike. Stylish finish there from the closest diver. Look at that, barely any splash. Still a great dive overall from both of them. In this event, me and Tom Daly would always aim for over 100 points on the first 2 requireds. I think our personal best was 112. Might have been at the Olympics, I can't remember. We've got USA, forward 1.5 somersaults pike. Elegant dive there from both of them. Great form. Here in some 9s. Scoring a 47.40. If you want to be scoring 100 points on these 2 required, you want to be aiming for the 8, 8.5, 9s. Ukraine. Calm and collected set of dives there.
Execution, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 8, 7.5, 8.5. Synchronization, 7.5, 8, 7, 8.5, 7.5. Miroslav Kirill Kozimov, forward 1.5.
We have Team Russia, forward 1.5 somersaults pike. Really clean on the entry from both of them.
Execution, 8, 7,
A little bit short, ever so short for the nearest diver.
Synchronization, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8.5.
At this point in the competition, you know, you put in all the effort in training. You now just got to let what you've learned and your experience take over. Here we have Great Britain. Forward 1.5 somersaults pike. I like the takeoff, extremely in sync there. Just both landing ever so slightly short.
7, 7, 7. Synchronization.
On the front 1.5, you kind of ideally want to be landing completely upright or slightly over, so then you can do a pike save in the water.
Cash carousel. Bike dive pike.
We got Team Canada, back dive pike. Quite a big miss there. With these easy dives, you really don't want to be losing out all the points in these early rounds.
3.5. 7.5, 7.5.
I've spoken about this before. The adrenaline in competition is something you can't replicate in training. As much as you try, I don't care. You cannot replicate the same thing. And sometimes when you've got those extra beans of energy, you almost unlock 10% more power. And sometimes you have no idea how to deal with that. Team Italy. Forward 1.5 somersaults pike. Beautiful dive there from the Italians. As you can hear, the crowd going crazy, as they should. Those entries were beautiful. 50 points. There we go. That's what I like to see. You know, if they get the same sort of dive, same sort of score on the next round, that's 100 points. That's a great score for these juniors. Got the Australians. Forward 1.5 somersaults pike. I believe these two both train at New South Wales Institute of Sport in Sydney. Classy dive, throwing at the same time, entering the water at the same time. Usually in synchro, as long as you take off at the same time, you'll probably land in the water at the same time. Making it sound simple, it's obviously not. Apologies for the loud noises. Hopefully it's not breaking your sound systems on your TVs. Team Mexico. 103B, front 1.5 pike. The reason why it's a little bit louder is because when the divers are on 10 meter, the cameraman has to be in this room and the window is open. Good dive there.
8.5, 8, 7.5.
Just slightly hitting the water at different speeds. That's why you're seeing sevens, 7.5s for the synchro. It's the end of the first round. Like I said, the Italians there with 50 points. That's a great score for these young boys. But it will get more exciting as we go along in the rounds.
On 5 meter, Rijeka, 2UJ. Reverse dive pike.
We have Lee in 2 on 5 meter, reverse dive pike. These boys need a bit of work to reach the rest of the field. It's great to see them here competing for their nation. Some divers opt to do a bow of respect, normally just towards the water, but it looks like they were bowing to the judges and the crowd. Team Germany, inward dive pike. Evan and Eric. Eric turned 18 only a few days ago, 2 days ago. Spicy dive there from the Germans. Look at that synchro, all moving at the exact same speed. 49.20, 98 points in 2 requireds. Very decent score. Yep, Team Spain. Forward 1, somersaults 1 twist. Bit of a different required we're seeing, and they're obviously starting at the end of the board. We'll be doing a running takeoff. I enjoy watching that dive on the 10 meter. It's got so much room. 10 meters high. Very simple dive, but it looks so elegant.
5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Synchronization, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Leighton Dean, Pensu Law, back dive pint.
Team USA, back dive pike. Leighton trains at Ritfest. A little bit out of time there on the takeoff and into the pike shape.
6.5, 5.5, 5.5. 7, 7, 7.5.
Maybe they don't train at the same centre together.
7.5, 7.5. Nazary Kononenko, Valerie Malia, back dive pike.
Team Ukraine. Same dive, back dive pike. Solid overall dive from the Ukrainians. This dive is quite a weird one to train and compete because you kind of have to press your feet at the board, and you do have to be really close to it, because if you're not close to it, you're way too far out. And the last thing you want to do is touch that board.
Reverse dive pike.
Team Russia, reverse dive pike. The Russian juniors have always been very fierce and competitive. I remember in my day, Nikita Schleicher being an excellent diver. They've always got really, really nice entries. They must work on that a lot when they're at home. Got Team Great Britain, inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Jordan Fisher training at Dive London, and Robbie Wood trains in Sheffield. Towards the end of my career, I always would see Jordan at training. And he's come a long way from then. I remember him as a little kid, and now he's 18 years old, which is just crazy. Both performing a excellent dive there. 49.20, very close to that 50-pointer mark. We have Samuel and Cash from Canada, reverse dive pike. Samuel trains in Camo, which is in Montreal. I've been there before, competed there before. Great pool. Beautiful reverse dive pike from Samuel and Cash. Cash trains at Saskatoon Diving Club. Again, two divers that don't train in the same pool. But I'm sure as they get older, and if they are the team for this event, then they want to make huge progress in the senior competitions. You need to really be training in the same facility every day together. Me and Tom Daly, the run up to Tokyo, saw each other every day, even on the weekends. But yeah, Team Italy reverse dive pike. Strong jump from the board. Lovely aerial work. Pointed toes. The furthest diver there, absolutely disappearing through the water. I always feel that a rip entry looks so much nicer in an outdoor pool. Don't really know why. I think it's just because it's already beautiful, and then when you see a beautiful dive, it adds to it. Got Hayden and Archie, Team Australia, inward 1.5 somersaults pike. Solid inward 1.5 from both divers. Just ever so slightly short for the nearest diver.
Synchronization. 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Iñaki Hernandez Santos.
We have Iñaki and Ian representing Mexico. Amazing to see families travelling all over the world to watch their young boys compete. These two boys always look very confident and professional, which is what I like to see. There's almost a slight hesitation there, but it came together quite well at the end. Just missing out on the entry for the furthest away diver.
Execution. 7.5, 6.5.
Oof, the Italians there with 101 points. That's a great score for requireds in the junior event. Now we're moving on to the optional rounds of dives. This is where we will see more rotations, more twists, which means the potential for more exciting dives, but also the potential for more mistakes. Hopefully we don't see any of them. Lee in 2, inward 1.5 tuck on the 5 meter. See Holidaymaker there getting his swim in the background. Unfortunately both taking off at a different time there. Judges are going to penalise quite heavily on the synchro scores.
Execution 5, 4.5, 5, 5, 5, 6. Synchronization 4.5, 4.5, 4, 4.5, 5.
Some divers opt to look at the scoreboard during their competitions, and some don't. It just depends on who they are. I never used to look at the scoreboard too much. I'd look at the scores that I got, but I wouldn't try and work out anything. Maths, if you've already been hearing my commentary, maths is not my strongest subject. Team Germany, back 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists, 3.2 degree of difficulty. Wow, lovely dive there from the Germans. Just slightly out of the line there on the entries. But great individual dives.
Synchronization 7, 7, 8, 7, 7. Javier Arena, Samuel Pinheiro. Forward.
We have Javier and Samuel competing the same dive. Back 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist. See both divers there, just trying to get a little bit comfortable there with their feet on the end of the board, rubbing away any excess water. A little bit scruffy in the air there. Not as clean on the entries. It's a really hot day here in Rijeka.
Execution 6, 5.5, 5.5.
Currently 28 degrees. I'm sure it probably feels a lot hotter than that in the sun. And as you can see on the 10 meter diving board, there is no shade. The divers need to try and stay as cool as possible. Leighton and Pengzhu, USA. Same dive again, back 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist. Awesome individual dives from the American boys. As you can see, they're slightly out of time on the synchro. Here, good scores coming out of the execution judges. A little bit lower on the synchronization. We have Nazare and Valerie. Forward 3.5 somersaults pike. 3.0 degree of difficulty. see as they're spinning around in their 3.5 somersaults in the pike position, slightly out of time, which can become quite obvious for the judges to see. But decent individual dives from the boys. 63 points. We have Miroslav and Kirill. Inward 3.5 somersaults tuck. First inward 3.5 somersaults we're seeing in this competition. We will see it from other divers coming up. Kirill's dream is to perform at the Olympic Games. It's many of the divers' dreams. Good takeoff. Slightly out of time on the rotations. A bit splashy. I believe that was Kirill.
Execution 5.5, 7, 7, 6, 5.5, 4.5. Synchronization 6.5, 6.5.
I saw them in training. They definitely trained that diver a lot better there. Competitions can bring on the nerves and make the diver stiffen up. I'm going to try and be as relaxed as possible. Jordan Fisher, Robbie Wood. Back 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist. Awesome dive there from the British pair. Jumping out of the board nice and high. Clean entries. Keep that up, more of them please.
Execution 7, 8.5, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 8. Synchronization 7.5, 7, 7, 8, 7.5. Samuel Talbot, Cash Tarasov, forward 3.5 somersaults.
We have Samuel and Cash. Forward 3.5 somersaults pike. Elegant looking dives there from both of them. Clean entries. A little bit of a splash really for the furthest away diver.
7.5, 6, 6, 6. Synchronization 7, 7, 6.5, 7, 6.5. Davide Barberi.
Team Italy. Back 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists. They were leading after round 2. Let's see if they can keep that lead. Awesome dive there from the Italians. Ever so slightly out of time, hitting the water. 67.20 points. Solid score. Team Australia, reverse 2.5 somersaults tuck. Bit of an easier dive here, but can look absolutely beautiful when done correctly. There we go. Beautiful entries. Slightly out of time on the takeoff, but it came together quite well. High fives.
7, 7,
They're happy with it.
64.68. Synchronization.
7-8 to count on the individuals.
6.5. Iñaki Hernandez Santos. Ian Nava Gutierrez. Forward 3.5 somersaults, pipe.
The two highest and two lowest scores from the judges get deducted, and to get the most average score, and it's added together and times by the degree of difficulty to get the overall score. Here we have Team Mexico, forward 3.5 somersaults, pike. Woo! Fantastic dive. These boys are very confident.
Execution, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 7, 6, 7. Synchronization, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 8.
Brilliant scores. 66.60. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. You have the Italians still with a lead, but only by 0.6. So it's going to be a scrap for these medals. Consistency is key.
Lee Ho Xian, 2 UGA, forward 2.5 somersaults with top.
Forward 2.5 somersaults, tuck on the 5 meter. Both divers missing their entries, one going over, one going short. Synchronization will be penalised.
Execution, 3, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3, 3.5. Synchronization, 3.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. Camilo Amesquita Rijeka. Ivan Prezi.
We have Team Germany.
Inward 3.5 somersaults with top.
Ivan and Eric. Forming an inward 3.5 somersaults tuck. Awesome dive there from the Germans. Lovely synchro. Great finishes.
Execution.
75.84. That's a solid score. Look, 8-8 to count on the individual scores.
8, 7.5, 8, 7.5, 8.5.
It's exactly what you want in this competition.
Javier Arena, Samuel Piñeros. Forward 3.5 somersaults with top.
Javier, Samuel. Team Spain, forward 3.5 somersaults tuck. This competition, we have Group A and B divers. There is more Group A divers though. Textbook front 3.5 tuck. Good confident come out from both of them and clean entries.
Execution 7.5, 7.5, 6.
It was a lower degree of difficulty for them boys, but still performing it well. Scoring 59.13. USA from 3.5 somersaults pike. Nice dive there from the Americans.
5.5, 6.5, 7.
Synchronization needs a little bit of work.
Synchronization 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 7.5.
You might wonder how synchronization is figured out and worked on. You ideally want to be a similar height to your synchro partner, but not necessarily essential. You want to be a similar weight as well. But in the junior competitions, it's harder to find that because everyone is growing and changing. Team Ukraine in with 3.5 somersaults tuck. Solid in with 3.5. I'd like to see a little bit more of a tighter finish from both of them. 71 points though, which is a high score in this competition. Miroslav and Kirill. Forward 3.5 somersaults pike. Oh, awesome dive. Beautifully executed. Look at how tight those pipe shapes were and how clean the finish is on the water. That's what we call a rip entry. Using your hands to create a hole in the water, vacuum. That was a 72.90 score. Very solid dive. We've got Jordan Fisher and Robbie Wood. Back 3.5 somersaults tuck. 3.3 degree of difficulty for the British pair. I think the boys will be really happy with that dive. It's one of their hardest dives in their list. Both landing upright. Not the most clean entries, but with the degree of difficulty on their side, it's a 68.310. We have Samuel and Cash representing Canada in with 3.5 somersaults tuck. This dive used to be one of my favourite dives to compete. It is in fact Samuel's favourite dive. Let's see if it's Cash's. No, Cash's favourite dive is on springboard. I think he likes twisting. Some divers are better at twisting than others. Davide and Raphael. Team Italy. Back 3.5 somersaults tuck. Let's see if they can extend their lead. I don't think they'll be extending their lead too much. Might drop a few places, a little bit out of time on the synchronization. Great entry from the furthest away diver. Nearest diver coming out of the dive a little bit too late, splashing over.
Execution, 4.5, 3.5, 4, 7.5.
It's the hard thing with synchro. It's not just one diver, it's two. You both got to perform the best you can. There's a 57.42. They've just dropped out of the medal rankings, but there are another round to go. Team Australia in with 3.5 somersaults tuck. Beautiful entries from both. Out of time on that takeoff.
Execution, 6.5, 6.5, 5.5.
67 points.
7.5. Synchronization, 7, 7, 6.5, 7, 7.
Good to see their teamwork there, giving each other a high five. Diving is an individual sport, but in the synchro you are part of a team. We have the Mexicans in with 3.5 somersaults tuck. Ian is in Group B. A young boy indeed, 15 years of age. Really solid dive from the Mexicans. That will help them climb the leaderboard a bit there. I like the respect between each other there. Beautiful to see. That's the end of the 4th round. We'll be starting the final round soon. You can see the Germans there with a 5-point lead. The Russians in 3rd. The British in 2nd. The top 3 really need to finish on a great dive there to secure those medals, but it's never over until it's over. The Italians, Ukrainians, the Australians are not far behind at all. Lee and 2, back one after somersaults, tuck on 5 metre.
Execution, 2, 3.5, 3, 2, 2, 3. Synchronization, 4.5.
Lots of experience there for the young boys of China Taipei. Here we have the current leaders. Team Germany, Evan and Eric, ending their competition on a back 3.5 somersaults tuck. Let's see if they want that gold medal or not. Big mistake there. The nearest diver coming out of his dive too early, arching round. Not the cleanest dive either from the furthest away. It's up to everyone else now to perform some very good dives to get past the Germans. Ending on a 294. The gold medal at this championships 2 years ago was with 300 plus points. Silver 295 and bronze 294. So the Germans 2 years ago would have potentially got a bronze medal there. But this is a different competition. Different field of competitors and a different set of judges. We have the Spanish team ending on a inward 3.5 somersaults tuck. Both divers almost running out of room there, not getting the best takeoff and spin speed on their rotation. When you end your dive close to the water, you've not really got enough time to react. We have Team USA in with 3.5 somersaults tuck. They were slightly far back from the medal standings, but with a solid dive, anything can happen. I really like Leighton's in with 3.5 there. Showed great confidence.
Execution, 6.5, 7, 6.5.
56.64.
Synchronization, 6, 6.
I don't think that'll be enough for a medal. We have Nazary and Valerie from Ukraine. They were in 5th position. Can they get closer to the medals? Back 1.5 somersaults. Back 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist. Let's see what they're made of. There's a reason they end on that dive. Probably because they're the most confident at it. Really well executed. Clean finishes. 69.12. Ending on 294. Not quite getting ahead of the Germans. So close. 0.54. We have Miroslav and Kirill, Team Russia. Almost got aired on his fist pump. Same dive back. 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist. They were in the bronze medal position. Can they stay there or increase their lead? Wow, very spicy dives there from the Russians. Great aerial work. Ever so slightly out of time, coming out of that twist into that pike shape. 72 points, I think that will definitely be enough for a medal. 301 points. What colour will it be? It's currently gold. Let's see what the British pair have to say about that. Performing an inward 3.5 somersaults tuck. They were in the silver medal standing going into this round. A lot of pressure. As a diver, you just want to focus on what you can control. Deep breaths. Going to be close. Great takeoff from both of them. Great synchro as well, just losing a bit of tension on the entries. 62 points, 298. Not quite enough to get past the gold medal Russians. But they're sitting in the silver place. 298.71. We have the Canadians now. Back 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists. Let's end on a good one here. Both coming out of the dive a little bit too early, landing short of vertical. Synchro was good. 60 points, ending on 267.84. It was a good effort from the Canadians. Here we have the Italians, Davide and Raphael, forward 3.5 somersaults pike. They were in the 4th position going into this round. Can they try get on to the medal podium? it's up to them. Don't think that'll be enough. Synchro is good. A little bit hesitation there on the entry. Landing short. 53 points, ending on 279. It's not enough today. We have Team Australia, Hayden and Archie. They were in the 6th place. Back 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist. Can they get close to the medals? They need a good one. It's a very good one. Beautiful dives. Awesome finishes on the water. Lovely synchro. Is it enough? We will see. Whoa! And they pip the British pair, getting the silver medal there. Great work from those boys. See those synchro scores, 8 across the board for synchro. That's how important the synchro is, obviously, in a synchro event. Final divers of this competition. Team Mexico. Back 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists. I think they were a little bit too far away from the medals, but you never know. Both finishing on great dives there. It won't be enough for medals today. They are both young boys. I'm sure have got a bright future ahead of them. Ending on 279.12. Doing Mexico proud. That's the end of the competition. There we have the results, the top 3. Miroslav and Kirill taking the gold medal, the champions of this event. The Australians in silver and the British pair in bronze. The first medal there for the British team at this championship. Celebrating together on the podium. The Australians having a quick change. I'm not a fan of this rushed podium. You know, this podium is a huge deal for these divers, and I never got to stand on the podium at a junior world level. These divers are. Usually there's a bit more time in a competition for the divers to fully get changed, look a bit more professional, wearing their full tracksuit. But that's not how we're doing it here, for some reason. Let's watch the boys get their medals. Rightly deserved. I'm sure we'll be adding to their collections. This is Jordan Fisher's last junior event, as he is 18. Should be very proud of himself.
And our medal presenters from World Aquatics Technical Diving Committee Secretary Cody Huffman and President of the Rijeka Sports Association, Dorothea Pesic-Bukovac. Our bronze medalists, Jordan Fisher.
Here we have our bronze medalists. Jordan Fisher and Robbie Wood from Great Britain. With a score of 298.71. The standards have risen from 2 years ago at the Rio Junior World Championships. The Australian pair with the silver medal, Hayden Brinkley and Archie Forsyth. Really impressed with their divers. They all get a little shrimp.
Gold medalists and junior European champions.
Here we have the champions of this event,
Miroslav
Kiselov and Kirill Kozimov from Russia. Congratulations. The Russians have always had strong divers in this event throughout history, really. Congratulations to all that took part. Don't forget to tune in later for the final of the girls A 3-meter springboard final. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll see you soon.